Shalom, everybody. Rabbi Eric Solomon, Raleigh, North Carolina. It is Sunday, May 24th, approaching Shavuot, the giving of the Torah, and also Memorial Day weekend, where we hold in our hearts all those who have died in service of our country. But I want to go here and connect the Torah and Shavuot with the issue raised at hand by our president in terms of declaring houses of worship essential before Shabbat. So I want to frame it this way. And one of the greatest questions of Shavuot, the holiday we remember receiving the Torah and honor that, or actually the giving of the Torah, is the whole story of the golden calf. You know, going back in the book of Exodus. But this moment, a question a lot of kids ask me in religious school, I got adults ask me this question: how can it possibly be? How can it possibly be that Moshe Rabbeinu, the great Moses, is up on Mount Sinai getting the Ten Commandments, the cloud, the fire, the lightning, it's bubbling over. This is God revealing God's self and God's most important teaching to the world. This is the holiest moment, you know. How can it be that the people down below have a golden calf, Egel HaZahav? You know, what's up with these people that they lose focus? Now, it's a long time, it's 40 days, their leader is gone, the people were slaves. We can get all kinds of explanations of why the people would struggle, you know, with what it means to see, or to not see, to wait, and to struggle with their background, their history. But the bottom line is because this question of, we have in front of us the Torah, we have holiness, we have something that is so clear, and then we choose something that is a figure, that's a statue, that we call a God, but really is just a figure, it's an idol. It's an idol of God. Happens all the time, all the time. It's in the human condition to confuse pure holiness with pure or not pure stuff. It's a constant choice. What's more important, human beings or the Dow Jones? What's more important, life? Constantly, the Torah is telling us, live by the commandments, chai bahem, and do not die by them. That the Torah's whole point is that we should live by the commandments, and the Judaism in particular is a religion focused on living of life. So when to come back here, when the president or other religious leaders say that houses of worship are essential, I don't disagree. Specifically, I wouldn't call it houses of worship. The congregation is essential to me. It's essential, I hope, I believe, for most of our congregation. It's a core part of our life. God is essential, with no body intangible. The Torah, acts of kindness and love, study, prayer, they are essential. No doubt, they're essential. Is the building essential? Is the gathering of people who can, God forbid, through that process, hurt each other or die essential? No, that's a golden calf. It's golden calf. What's the point? People say to me, Rabbi, is the synagogue closed? The building, yes. The congregation, heck no. Me and Rabbi Jenny, in fact, I would say, have never worked harder. Never. This is such an intense time. More complicated, more difficult, more challenging. It's also more prayerful. Our congregation is not about a physical place. That's the golden calf, the physical structure, It helps. Believe me. When I and Rabbi Jenny lead services on Shabbat and we see no one in the congregation, it breaks my heart. There's a point to having gathering, and a minyan in particular. We pray together. Certain prayers that require not only minyan, not just because, just the Torah says or the Gemara says, but because we lift each other up in our prayer. There's no doubt in my mind. I can't wait till we can gather together. And there is a chisaron, there's a lack, a spiritual missing piece. It's like a big pieces of the puzzle are missing when we don't have a community there. But that's not what's essential. If you think the building's essential, If I were to think what's essential is that everyone sits in the congregation and listens to my sermon, that's essential, then I'm worshiping the golden calf. What's essential are the things you cannot touch and you cannot see. It's the intangible, and that's something our people have struggled with for millennia. So come back. I have no problem with the president or any governmental structure if they choose to. We could have a discussion whether the government should get involved in this question. They want to declare that religion, religious life is essential. And if the government wants to now offer broad, high-level internet support or free Zoom or, I don't know, other types of technological ways, free mass to every congregation across the country, to provide us ways that we can hand sanitizer. Again, I'm not even saying gather, I'm saying eventually. But specifically on the internet, to ways that we just don't gather now but want to support, it's an interesting question. We could discuss that philosophically. Is that what the government should be doing? But what I know for a fact is by trying to say that we must gather and that's essential, be in a building and that's essential, that's the golden calf. And that's the mistake we have made for millennia. So I come back and say, yes, religion, God, the Torah, I believe. Not for everyone, fine. It is essential. Gathering in a building is not. And when you've missed what's critical, like the wheat and the chaff. So I pray everyone have a safe Memorial Day weekend. I pray everyone, as we go closer to Shavuot, that we get ready to receive the Torah and its eternal message. Not the outer casing, not the physicality, not the materiality. But what is truly true and eternal is the part you cannot see and cannot touch. And that's part of its message at its core. Live by the commandments, do not die by them. And in our community, we will live by them. And God forbid, please God, prevent people dying from them. A sweet, safe, healthy day, focused on what's eternal. Shalom.